We'd like for you to head up a project. Go to India and Pakistan, write a 500-page report, and tell us what makes the Muslims laugh.
September 11th, 2001. A day that will lay in infamy. When Osama bin Laden attacked the city of New York on that fateful day, little did we know that this would eventually lead to the film Looking for Comedy in the Muslim World, starring Albert Brooks.
Oy.
The 2005 American comedy film. Albert Brooks, a Jewish American comedian, is asked by the United States government to travel to India and Pakistan to find out what makes Muslims laugh. And I think we get to the bottom of it in this film. And this is the film we're going to talk about today. So welcome back to another pod episode of Fishy Film Fridays. It's the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm glad we made it again. Fishy Film Year 3, and I'm joined by illustrious co-hosts coming in. Jared, how are we doing?
Good. 2026 is quite an amazing year so far. You know, it's crazy to think of this film and how far we've come as people, but maybe how far we've gone backwards as people. And we'll see some of that similarities, but, you know, let's keep forging together and keep fishing along in this nice stream we call life.
Yes, and then, of course, we got Danny Ocean on the line, calling it from New York, the headquarters of the cultural melting pot.
Headquarters at Ground Zero.
Headquarters at Ground Zero.
Yes, I'm tapping in to the place where the Jews orchestrated 9/11. I'm also doing what Jews do in the year of 2026, which is be an unemployed live-in podcaster boyfriend.
Nice.
I would like to point out that 2026 is much like 2003 in that we have successfully invaded an oil-rich nation. So, you know, good times to be an American, good times to be a petroleum exporter, and good times to be a boatman in the Army Reserves.
Yes, and a Catholic, you know.
And a Catholic,
right?
And an
American Catholic.
Well. An American, you know, Christ will guide us through 2026. So let's just keep the Holy Spirit on our side and keep fishing along.
And that always find something to laugh about. You know what I mean?
Bob.
And that
Rest in peace, Rob Reiner.
That is interesting. Yes, Rob Reiner is in the news.
Were we going to do an in memoriam of 2025 to kick off our new year?
Oh, we could go through
Rest in peace, George Foreman. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace,
Pope Francis.
Robert Redford, another famous Bob. Pope Francis, another famous Bob. The chick
Pope
from Ice Princess, and another famous Bob.
Wait, who got eaten by their dog?
Bob is going to be our most used word in 2026 as well.
Oh,
who got eaten?
Yeah, Gene Hackman.
Gene
Hackman.
That did happen. Val Kilmer died.
Rest in peace, Woody Allen.
No, he's fine.
Ozzy Osbourne.
No, we're saying 2025. We're going over.
I know, we don't know what's going to happen by the time in 2026.
Oh, Aubrey Plaza's husband killed himself.
Yeah, that was sad. That was really sad.
That also happened. Brian.
Rest in peace, Nicolas Maduro.
Yes,
another
probably.
famous Bob.
Oh, they did a ranking on People.com of top 10 people who died. Rob Reiner made number 1.
Up. No, I think that's just most recent.
Charlie Kirk is the most important of the deaths of 2025.
He has created the best cultural footprint, and no one's really died like that in front of the entire world.
Is Charlie Kirk the John Brown of our Civil War that we're about to enter?
Oh, who's to say? I for one think it should be Albert Brooks, and I really hope that Albert Brooks doesn't die in 2026 because he is up there. And before we get into the film, I do want to ask the question, what is your guys' history with Albert Brooks? Of course, we know Finding Nemo, but that's where I was introduced to him as a young child, when the film came out. But just curious if you guys had seen any of Albert Brooks's films and work before this.
I was mostly Finding Nemo, and that's about it. Unfortunately, he had a couple other voice acting things because that voice is just so distinguishable.
Oh, absolutely. He's got a great voice.
Oh, I love it. Like I need to go explore if he has like some audiobooks or podcasts, but I'm trying to think what else he was in. I was thinking like
I think he's directed some films, so Defending Your Life, where it's about a guy who is on trial in the afterlife. He's trying to decide if he's going to heaven or hell. Lost in America, which is it's a good watch that with your lady friend. It's a
I've
cute
heard
one.
about Lost in America.
That's a funny film. That's a funny one.
Yeah, and what else was he in? Oh, he was in a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, definitely.
Because he's like real tight with that whole Larry David, Rob Reiner.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
He was in Drive.
He was the villain in Drive and was really good in that, actually.
Yes.
Let's see what else. He was in Taxi Driver for a couple scenes, interestingly enough. But he is known. I mean, he started it off as a stand-up, and we see some of his stand-up, some of his classic bits in this film. That really just made me smile when I saw him. But good. What about you, Danny? What's your history with Albert?
Yeah, the ones that we just talked about. I guess Finding Nemo, but I didn't know that until the movie, and then
You didn't recognize his voice at all?
Not until he directly acknowledged it, and I was like, "Holy fuck, that's the Nemo guy!"
And he's not related to Mel Brooks at all, right?
No, because his birth name is Albert Einstein, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's a funny Jewish thing to do. Name your kid Albert Einstein.
There's a pretty good Albert Brooks documentary on Max that came out last year.
I saw that. I didn't see it, but I saw the title.
Just put it on in the background. It's pretty good. And I think it's kind of ballsy to be in Finding Nemo, and then this is kind of his next thing, is looking for comedy in the Muslim world.
Damn, the early 2000s were so goated.
Yeah. You could just do that. Nobody really cared. So let's get to the film, shall we? Shall we do it?
Well, had anyone seen the movie before?
No, of course not. This was on my list. Either. I somehow put this on my list, I think, after seeing the documentary. And I'm glad I watched it. I'm just going to say that. This movie came out 20 years ago. I want to say this first. Did you guys feel like it was dated at all?
It was such a so like in the other really good time capsule based movie that we've seen from this era was our first episode, Crash. Yeah. And that one had the political trappings of the early 2000s. But this one, holy fucking shit. I felt like it was 2004. I was like, this is crazy. Like, it transported me to that moment of America. The shots of him walking around, the cell phone usage, the way that we talked about America and its place in the world. It was incredible the way it captured that. It's such a relic of its time. It's really worth watching if you missed that.
Interesting. I kind of agree with that. Even in the opening scenes, I mean, his wife is like bidding on eBay. His daughter's watching Powerpuff Girls. You know, the clothes they're wearing, it is very turn of the new millennium. And there are some references they make that it might be just Albert Brooks being a boomer, but, you know, they kind of go over my head. I'm like, I'm not sure who he's talking about. But that's fine. So you don't have to get all of his jokes.
I will say, though, when he's in India, that is still India.
Right. They haven't gone very far.
Like, those offices are just as bad still. The call centers might have a flat monitor rather than the giant boxes. But those are still
true. India has stayed true to its.
Even like the jeepneys or the little tuk-tuks, those are all the same. The vehicles all look the same. I'm like, shit, this is a vibe. Even like their establishing shots in DC. I'm like, oh shit, a lot of this has changed. Like their State Department items and what they show on the National Mall, way different.
Do you think they actually went to DC to film this?
I wondered that because, his establishing shot, because he was in the vehicle there and did not look like that was green screen when he's walking up to the State Department.
Yeah, well, that would be a weird shot because that would be like the only shot in D.C. So I feel like they didn't fly there unless they're connecting flight because they went to India. They filmed this in India.
Interesting. I didn't really
Well,
think
I mean,
about
I
that.
assume so. It's hard to fake that on a set. Where are you going to get all those Indians?
It's not 2025. You can't find that many Indians on the street.
I mean, we'll have to check, but I mean, I thought they were there. Interestingly
That
enough,
eBay scene, I do want to just
Oh.
say that really hit home, except nowadays it's Depop, and I have that exact same conversation with my lover all the time.
interesting. She's trying to buy a chandelier on.
No, just like, oh, look at this vintage 1990s purse I found on Depop, and I'm like, girl, you're making money, not
Yeah,
spending it.
yeah. What does he say? He goes, "Oh, we need to set parental controls," and he's like, "Not for
So
her,
funny.
for you."
So
His
good.
wife is played by Amy Ryan, who you might be familiar with if you've seen season 2 of The Wire. She's one of the police dock workers, and then she's in The Office too. Yeah. She's
John, the only guy on earth who would say The Wire before The Office,
because
with reference to
it's a
that woman.
cooler reference. Okay, Albert's worried because he gets a letter in the mail from the government. He's worried because he recently went on an Al Qaeda website. However, the letter said, "We want to better understand the Muslim people of the world. Please come to D.C. as soon as possible. Meet with this commission." And they want to proceed as soon as possible. Now, this made me think during the movie, have you guys ever gone to some terrorist websites and just saw what the enemy was up to?
I have not done
I think
that.
between like 2009 and 2016, I was pretty a common visitor to like
Live
go,
leak.
well, not just Live Leak, but like finding their true homepages, because that's before like you had to actually access through a dark web channel.
Yeah.
You could just Google search Al Qaeda homepage
Right.
and find
Yeah.
it pretty easy.
I definitely saw a few ISIS propaganda
Beheadings.
films because they were shot very well on Live Leak. And it scared me, and I remember being very scared during I was doing homework, and I would look that stuff up. So Danny though is an ostrich. He doesn't want to know about what the enemy's up to.
Dude, I've
Head
never even
in the
visited the
sand.
GOP website.
You don't go to AmericaFirst.com?
No, I've never.
Oh.
I did used to receive many mailings from the KKK, thanks to Jay Red, but
They sent you things in the mail, physical
Wait,
mail.
wait, that actually happened? I don't remember this.
yeah, I used to get KKK emails because of Jared.
Your school email.
I don't remember if it was my school or my personal. I can't recall.
I wish they were added you to their mailing list like physical mail.
I do
Oh,
sometimes
my-
get weird books in the mail.
No, I think that's happening to everyone now. Like the random like Turning Point USA like weird like Christian patriotic books you'll
I'm
get.
not getting that in the mail.
I thought you did get one not too long ago.
I got one that was they sent it to all of Baltimore. It was like this this Christian. It wasn't Catholic. It was like this weird Catholic sect.
And it has like a very patriotic cover page.
Yes, like
Or
the
cover.
what the fuck was it?
The Great Lie or something
Yeah,
like that.
the Great Lie, like
Yes.
the Pope's Lie or something.
The
Yes.
Pope's Lie.
Which I don't like that because this is a Catholic podcast.
Yep. That book's a big lie.
Albert goes to DC. We talked about this already, but yes, very early 2000s, and it's kind of cozy. Like I felt cozy when he's flying in and he's talking to his wife on the phone.
Yeah. Where are these limos coming from? I usually get like a van or something.
He's
like,
a Hollywood
That is,
big shot.
yeah, but
And
that
the
is
government
not
sent him.
That is
Just in
not.
Finding Nemo, Jared.
Yeah, but like I like I've done VIP stuff for like visitors on places.
You're not getting the limo. Albert Brooks
I know,
is
I'm not.
getting
I'm
the
saying
limo.
I
This is
see.
Jared thinking that he is the upper crust guy from Eyes Wide Shut, but really he's just the doctor.
No.
Dude, what's the password for the limo?
Gosh. No, that's usually like you get a minivan or at best like a Escalade. You're not getting like a limo like that a stretch.
But Albert Brooks, this is a very important mission. The state of the union is on the line here.
Well, I like it. So you noticed in the State Department meeting they had the actual former senator, not Fred Thompson. What's the?
Oh,
hell
was
his
that
name?
actually a guy?
Yeah, Fred Thompson. Yeah, he was an actual. He ran for president in like 2008.
Is he a Repub?
Yeah, he's a big Republican. He was kind of like a conservative version of Al Franken.
Oh, okay. So like,
Yeah.
Damn, remember Al Franken? That's
I know,
crazy.
Al was a rising star before he was like fondling boobs or whatever.
Dude's got to keep his hands to himself.
Wasn't he like acquitted?
Well, I don't think
But
there's
like
any
once,
criminal
yeah,
stuff.
he's a liberal, so you can't even come back from that.
Yeah.
Al Franken, he was like, I can draw the U.S. Just without looking at it. Remember that was his thing.
No, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
I think I could probably
Okay.
do that.
Yeah.
No,
Everyone,
try right now.
hey, send it to our inbox, everyone. Draw the U.S. without looking at it, and we'll do a ratings. Winner will get merch in March.
Yes, Merch of March. We do at this meeting. They revealed to Albert that they want to know better about the Muslim peoples of the world. There's a huge number that they don't understand throughout, or I'll say this. He says there's a lot of things you don't know about Africa, but most pressingly,
Asia.
we don't know about the Muslim population. And new tactics are going to be deployed, and one of those tactics is laughter. And so the only way to understand someone is to see what makes them laugh. So go to India and Pakistan and write a 500-page report. So what did you guys think when they first said India? When
A bit
talking about
confused.
Muslims?
I'm still confused about that decision.
Well, as they say, there's 150 million Muslims in India alone, and if we find out how the Hindus laugh, we'll consider this a success. That's what they tell them.
So I think this would be funny. I wonder if this was an intentional bit, because they do address it. Like, oh, well, isn't India Hindu, Sikhs, and Muslims? And that's when they said the 150 million. But like, I wonder if this was actually a filming logistics problem of like, oh, we wanted to do this film in Saudi Arabia or something, or like they just were not going to let it happen.
But Sex and the City, the movie, was able to go to Saudi Arabia, so why can't Albert Brooks?
I mean,
that's after the war was won.
Yeah, this is like
No,
2004.
it was not.
I mean, they filmed this in like 2004 or something.
I
And
was looking up when that one came out.
it just
Sex
seems...
and the City movie came out in like 08, 09.
Yeah, it came out after that. It certainly seems convenient that they're like, okay, let's just film this in India instead. And then not change the title of the film or anything. Like, it could have been called Making the Hindu World Laugh, you know?
Yeah, so apparently they did want to change the title at one point.
Really?
And it actually changed to distributors because he refused to change the name.
Albert was like, this is going to make us the moolah. It's going to make us the money.
So this being like, this was like a passion project I saw as Albert's, like his way of like helping, because obviously he's very passionate about comedy and the art of comedy itself.
Yeah.
Even though this movie just had a few ha-ha moments, absolute crackles. But
speak for yourself.
I was dying at one point, but we'll save it.
Okay.
How much would have bet me and John thought the funniest thing was the same thing?
Oh, I hope it was.
I bet it was.
But I do like that he stuck to his guts to this, because you could tell this was a movie that he wanted to make in his way.
So now this brings me to my closest comp for this movie. The Interview.
Okay.
Which was another movie about like cultural understanding and, we're going to go to this place, and it was geopolitical tensions, and they had to change distributors because of blah, 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 which is possibly a PR play to get more eyes on the screen, right? I think they're the same movie. I think that The Interview ripped off Albert Brooks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But they still filmed it. Like, I mean, they didn't go to North Korea to film it, but
that's true.
I see what you mean, though, where you could create a buzz around it by just saying that.
Yeah, just by like, oh, it's this. Like, looking for comedy in the Muslim world in 2005, like, that's going to get people in the seats.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if he thought this was going to be like a Michael Moore level, like Fahrenheit 9/11 type, like
I don't think
reception.
so, because it's so obviously just his, like, he just wanted to do bits.
He just wanted to go to India.
He didn't really have that much political to say, except towards the end. I feel.
Here's something I thought. Here's an interesting question. We were talking about differences of 2003 to 2025, 26. Is they were saying, "Oh, if you write this 500-page report, we might give you the Presidential Medal of Freedom."
Yeah.
And then you see like the twinkle in his eye.
Oh,
and,
he
like,
loves it.
Like, I feel like no one would give a shit now if that's offered to them.
Well, that's very Albert Brooks'
Well, so
character.
it's interesting actually because he's presumably a big time lib, and that's George Bush that would be bestowing him with that honor.
But I think people were still like patriotic enough because they saw it as a service to their country. We're now like, we're gonna be like, no, this is obviously for some political gain, and I'm not fucking doing that.
Yep, well said.
But I don't think he cares about the service to the country. He just wants another award. He's just another Hollywood hickster who wants a shiny gold thing.
Yeah,
he does make a comment about it leading to another film deal or more money or something like that.
Is he in like a Bob Crane situation? He's trying to figure out what his next nut's gonna be.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
I thought that Albert was going to get his
India.
Albert was going to. I thought he was going to get his nut at one point during this, but he didn't.
I thought so too. I was like, whoa.
So he does fly over. We meet his State Department compatriots. We got Stuart, who's played by John Carroll Lynch, and Mark, who's played by John Tenney.
I like John Carroll Lynch. That's a good actor.
Yeah, that is a good actor.
Yeah, that's a good actor.
Mark is always the one who's always talking with an earbud in. That's like his running bit.
Which is really, that is itself an era, like a relic. Because like that was such a classic bit back then.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw this guy walking down the street and I thought he was talking to himself, but it was just his Bluetooth.
100%.
Dude, that was classic. And they kept it going the whole movie. I was like, this is incredible. This is what used to get laughs.
Boomers hated that.
Well, but it's funny now because now we have the opposite problem with people playing shit out loud on their phones.
You have that problem.
Yeah.
Everyone has that problem.
AirPods, baby.
I wear these cans, bro. Ain't nobody.
Now I'm at the barber shop and I got to listen to some motherfucker playing a first-person shooter on his iPhone instead of listening to some guy talking to his wife on a Bluetooth. I much rather 2003.
I feel like Bluetooths are only really worn by like Uber drivers these days.
Like the true over-the-ear clip and everything.
Your dad rocks one.
Yeah, when he's rolling calls, he's got one of them on.
Hell yeah. He's talking to Lord through Bluetooth?
Yeah, he's got to be like, well, I'm sorry to hear your wife died.
Well, he merges with the Holy Spirit.
Do we got the wafers on deck? The sort of shit like that, you know?
Yeah, so they get to India. There's no welcoming committee. There's no car, and Albert takes offense to it. You know, he's not getting the royal treatment.
Which, with my Sex and the City comment, they do get a welcoming committee. So
I have not seen that movie in a while. I do not remember that so good.
Damn. Maybe that should be our next pick.
Maybe. So he does get to the office where they're going to work. It's clearly an outsourcing center where you can hear people doing customer service for State Farm, Dell Computers, which is funny. Like, oh, we all know it. We all know all of the customer service stuff is out in
Do you think, here's a
India.
question about the real world. Are they actually just different companies in one room?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah. Well, now they're getting it. In the past 5 years, the big movement's out of India to get them out, and they're sending them to like the Philippines, where like the accent's not as noticeable.
I'm all for it, honestly. I think Indians have had it long enough, and they've squandered it. They've really squandered it by scamming our elderly, and that's just keeping it a buck.
Who's most likely to get scammed by an Indian or Pakistani telemarketer in this group?
You.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
John and I
savvy.
don't answer the phone, and we're too stingy with our money.
There was one time I got pretty close to talking with an Indian. He started emailing me, and then I thought, oh, this isn't good.
Dude, it's
You
a person.
emailed back a stranger.
It was a long time ago.
Did you get your free cruise?
No, it was like they wanted me to do free work or something. It was odd. And then I sent them back a really rude message, which we won't talk about.
I have to see this text.
But yeah, he starts interviewing some potential assistants because he needs some help writing this 500-page paper. I mean, I would be stressed with that many pages to write. I know
Can
some
we talk
people.
about the resources he was given beforehand.
Not much.
Yeah, he's given these two bureaucrats from the State Department who fuck up his booking of the tickets on the flight.
You're right. They don't get his visa for Pakistan eventually. You know, they're useless.
They give him this shithole of an office, no computer.
Yeah.
I have no idea what their internet situation is at this whole place. And their whole job is
India. They got it.
I'll handle it. And there's no understanding what their like per diem situation is, what their stipend is.
Yeah, they're not really getting paid. I mean, Albert's not getting paid for this.
Correct.
But they need an assistant. They tell him that they're going to get him an assistant.
Yes.
Makes you think how good we have it, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Imagine
Like, I've pulled up to an international airport before and had a car waiting for me.
True.
You know?
Well, yeah. I mean, some people have that luxury.
I'm just saying, we have it good. Jared's probably pulled up and had 10 people waiting for him before.
I have an army waiting for me.
SIM card. Fucking the whole 9 yards.
Bottle of water, hot
Yeah,
towel.
I mean, I wouldn't have that, though. Like,
Chardonnay.
I don't get sent overseas. Like, you guys are rich bitches, like, getting the pristine treatment. So I'm kind of the common everyman on this call, and we have two Albert Brookses.
I am staying at the Hyatt in my nice
That was
robe.
a nice Hyatt. They got some good airtime on this film.
Yeah, I wonder if there was a good deal on that.
They definitely paid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay, so they're interviewing potential assistants. This is kind of funny. There's a couple funny vignettes here. He wants to know if they can type or they can write. Shorthand, one Indian lady says, "Who's the star?" Oh, it's Mel Gibson. She's really excited about Mel Gibson, which is also very early 2000s that people are excited to see Mel Gibson.
I'd be excited to see Mel Gibson.
Well, we know.
Who would you rather see, Mel Gibson or Kevin Spacey?
Kevin
Well,
Spacey.
I've seen Kevin Spacey, so
I'm-
I'll go with Mel at this point. You do not want to meet
picking
Kevin
Mel.
Spacey. He asked, there's a man in the interview, and they ask, "What are your ambitions in life?" And he says, "One day I would like to be a woman." That was interesting.
I wish they would explore that one more because it's an interesting
Side
transgender
character, yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's there is a very significant portion of the Indian population that like are transgender.
Really,
or
I thought they really
aspiring.
frowned on that.
No,
It's
it's
a
men
mix
and
and
men
match.
relationships, right? And then the one man is like a woman.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
exists.
That sounds like Philippines.
What's that famous
Well-
documentary? No, it's different than the Philippines.
Yeah, way different.
What's that documentary about different genders in the world? I don't know. I watched it at school in a
Sure.
women gender studies class.
Yeah, I didn't take those.
I'm pretty sure we had to in the core curriculum, but
We'll catch
Yeah, I
me
wasn't
being
in that
there.
one.
what did you guys take for that then? Never mind.
No clue. He does interview a Muslim. He interviews a Muslim woman, it seems, with the headscarf.
Yes.
She looks like the Muslim woman from from Curb.
I actually thought that.
Yeah.
I was wondering. I'm like, I wonder if there was any like other Curb cameos in this.
Yeah. And
'Cause,
she
like,
goes, yeah.
I was trying to think those other people they're interviewing. I wonder if those were local actors they got in New Delhi, or if they were like American.
I think they were
actors.
legit. Those were some legit Indians.
Yeah, I don't know.
He interviews she goes, "You're not a Jew, are you?" He said, "Not this minute. Only part time."
Yeah, that one was funny. That was a good joke.
Funny, Albert. That one went in the trailer. You know,
For sure.
good quib. But they end up going with this girl named Maya, who's played by Shital Sheath.
They picked the whitest Indian they could find.
I swear at one point she had blue eyes.
She had big eyes for sure. She had big eyes. I don't think she's white though.
No, but they picked the most white passing Indian.
She was Indian to me. I didn't see. The only thing she could pass is some naan. I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
She was born in Trenton.
No way.
Yes. What the fuck? Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, they flew her
That's why I'm
out.
thinking all these other like characters that they had were probably just like people they got in Hollywood.
Some of these people
'Cause
are great
feel like,
though.
I think that Office. I bet that was a Hollywood set. I don't
Yeah,
think that was filmed
100%.
on. Yeah, which would make sense.
But not
for
when they go out on the street. Like they
That
went to
girl is
India.
whiter than Jared's Mediterranean olive skin in the summertime.
Thank you.
Well, we often talk about women and and their looks. We kind of objectify them in a nice, playful banter. Only compliments. Just wondering what you guys thought of her as a character.
On the binary scale, she's a 1.
Nice.
I could do without the bindi. Although it does give you a nice target, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my
Oh, not the portal to God. Oh my gosh. Oh,
I wonder if that's gonna make the cut. Okay,
that needs to be the short.
So
I thought she was kind of a very one-dimensional character that I thought.
I kind of liked. She was lovably dumb. You know, she was kind of aloof, but she was a hard worker.
Maybe that's like an era of these movies that like it's okay to have one-dimensional characters.
Oh, absolutely. It's not this role isn't asking too much out of her. You know, let's just get the point across. She has the exact
same accent as the girl in my lab who trains the robot.
Ah.
And you know how their voice kind of goes up and down in such a way?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's so funny.
I also like it when the couple of Indian interactions they had is like, because it is interesting in India. They all like almost all of them know a very good amount of English as like a working language, but like the speed at which they speak it's
so fast.
It's crazy, and it always throws me off. Like,
well, there's that one guy they interview on the street who speaks like being a comedy is very funny, and like Albert can't understand him, and that was funny. That was a funny man on the street interview, I thought.
Yeah, I did like how he tried interviewing. Yeah, but let's talk about how he went about these interviews.
Right.
Albert
not really the best way to go about it.
Terrible project manager. This guy had no type of thing to go about it, and even like their big when they tried doing their comedy shows. It's not like there was any true data collection there.
Oh, no. It was purely on vibes and whatever, Albert. There's nothing scientific about this. He's walking up to people and going, what makes you laugh? What would you say to that question?
Mm-hmm.
When a stupid-ass white boy comes up to me.
I also like his first one. He's like, hey, I'm with the U.S. government. And then like the guy's like, I don't want anything to do with you. I want nothing to do.
Right. Just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little libertarian moment where he's like, I don't talk to anyone from any government.
Pretty epic.
Jared got hard for that one.
Yeah, very, very hard.
He does tell a Polish joke on the streets, and it works.
But I don't think the guy got it.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
He tells Maya, write that down. Polish jokes work everywhere.
Yeah, that's funny.
And then they start handing out flyers, actually, for the big show. They're going to put on a big comedy concert within New Delhi, and that's where a whole range of stuff is going to be performed. And this is Albert's like classic set that he's going to do. But they're handing out flyers. They go to this yoga thing where everybody's laughing, and there's Sikhs and there's Muslims and there's Hindus there.
Doesn't interview anyone there. I feel like they could expand on that scene significantly.
Weird, yeah. But I don't know what they were
trying. That was actually offensive to me as a practicing yogi. Felt like it demeaned my practice.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Well, ha. Why don't you try that next time in class and see what happens?
That would not go well. And then they're like handing out flyers during the yoga session. Like, that's so rude.
Incredibly. But they're taking them. They're grabbing them.
I would say there's no cultural immersion in this movie.
You don't even see them eat the food.
Yeah, I wanted like that's an easy joke they could have done, where Albert is like disgusted by the food and has the poopy whoopies.
Yeah, no, dude.
And then they could have had a Pepto commercial. Boom.
If they filmed this in India, Albert definitely was having deli belly occur on multiple occasions. It happens inevitably. Even if you're eating cheeseburgers, there aren't cheeseburgers, but veggie burgers.
Yeah, I would have loved to see him do the street meals where they're picking up like poo-poo water from the street and like cooking with it and like
they could have I think they were very afraid of crossing cultural lines of making fun of Indians in this film.
Albert's a respectable guy. He's not doing trash,
But they could have done more of like the cultural shock, like.
Yes.
Which is, I'm going to rewind a little bit because when they first go to that commission in the State Department, anybody notice something interesting on a commission that's trying to find out something about another
culture? All white men.
All white people. There's a lady there.
I thought there was a black lady.
I don't recall seeing that.
I don't think so. Yeah.
We're gonna have to go back in. Gonna have to rewatch this thing.
Yeah, but like, you're telling me you're gonna go spend, and this is classic like Fulbright type shit they would do. The State Department is like send someone who has no understanding of culture, try to go gain facts of it with no other like perspective. Be like, oh, here's some advice because my family's from there or something.
Right. It does. They do act like there aren't Muslims or Indians in America, which in 2000 there were.
There might even have been not 150 million, but
a couple milli.
I would argue potentially up to 10 million.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Indians.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so they're handing out all these flyers.
The State Department guys are useless again. They're really proud that they got this school auditorium.
Oh, and they're also really slow with the filling out the report. You know, Maya's only got like 1 page after 2 days worth. And so Albert tells her to fill it out with history of India, because that would take up a lot of pages, which is funny and probably what a lot of these damn reports are filled with, just this fluff
But also
and bullshit.
should be a requirement, though.
No, I think it makes sense, honestly, to include that.
Yeah.
Right, but it would be like the history of comedy in India.
But the history of comedy is of people. To understand people, you must understand the history.
This is true.
Yeah.
Those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it.
Are Indians funny?
Kumail Nanjiani's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Aziz Ansari.
I was about to say Aziz until didn't he?
Aziz,
grope
I'm
some
sorry.
people?
Yeah.
Aziz, I'm sorry.
Let's go to the big show, because this is my favorite scene.
Yeah.
That chick from The Office, Mindy Kaling.
Oh yeah, Mindy Kaling.
I don't like her Scooby-Doo show.
Oh yeah, give right on the money, Jared.
Made Velma a lesbian.
Kumar of Harold and Kumar.
True. Cal Penn is is his name.
Oh yeah.
The kid from Phineas and Ferb, Baljeet.
Hasim Minaj, right?
Yeah. Oh
True.
yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
he's not Indian. He might be Pakistani.
Well,
But
the whole Indian Muslim thing is a little bit like this is going to be a consistent issue in the film. Are we talking in this pod? Are we talking about Muslims or are we talking about Indians?
No clue, bro.
but that's
Oh yeah,
also
Kumail might not even be Indian.
There's also an issue in India is the difference between representation of Sikhs, Hindus, Christians, and Muslims. It's such a large country, and each sect makes up a good chunk of the population.
And they all
India's
live together in peace.
Yep, they love each other. No violence over there.
Let's go over the big show, because this is some good stuff here. I like when they get to the event space, which is I guess a high school or something.
Some school campus auditorium.
Some school. They're in like 6 buildings back, and Albert's worried about all this weird stuff. Like, do they have a toilet? Is there a toilet here? And like, you have to get the key. And the only way to get the key is going to the first building. Like, that's kind of funny.
I feel like that was improv, as he was like actually trying to set up the logistics in India and realized like, oh my god, logistics are hard.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
he's like, this is gonna be my culture shock. Like,
Right. And then he wants them to have cookies and candies and drinks out in the lobby for the show in case people get hungry. And he wants a changing area. And this is one of the funnier reveal bits. Is when we see what room they set up for him, and it's like
he asked for a tent.
He asked for a tent, and they give him a teepee out in the back.
Which it's an Indian
Indian,
tent.
and he's sitting cross-legged, Indian style.
So fucking funny.
What did they call that? What do they call that when you put your legs over another?
Crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce. Pretty funny. He's getting his makeup on, and he looks good, though. He's got a good outfit on. And I think
so let's talk about the outfit. Partway through, he changes to wearing traditional Indian garb.
Yeah.
J. Red, as our on-the-ground India reporter, how often have you donned the traditional Indian garb? Or is it purely abhorrent neon polo shirts in front of
The Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal with little boats on
Maybe we can get that video picture for the pod.
That should be the thumbnail. I did not buy any traditional Indian garb just because I wanted a custom suit that was more Western friendly instead of the traditional Indian garb.
Yeah, but the butt's too small.
On the blue suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is.
They don't have big butts in India.
They don't. They weren't used to my cake. Yeah, no. If you're doing what Albert was doing, it is respectful. It seems like you're taking an investment in their culture,
especially if you're putting on a show. You
want
them to feel comfortable.
Yeah. I also thought I think what he did was funny too, because it made me think of like the Beatles when they went to like India, like his white suit, everything. Yeah,
that is true.
And that's probably a big thing too, because like Albert's like a child of the '60s and all that. And like when the Beatles went to India, that was like
he's a child of like rage. The '40s. He's like
he was probably born in the '50s. Yeah, '50s, '40s. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's. I don't think it was being disrespectful at all. I also like it how his like costumes evolved over time, where he got like the interesting slippers at one point.
Oh yeah, I got very nice slippers. But again, that's a missed opportunity where they could have shown him trying it on, going through a montage of him trying on Indian clothes. I feel like that's a missed opportunity again too.
Mm-hmm.
But this film was tight. This film was a tight 130. They didn't want to mess around with anything.
I did
else.
like that. I like that. What do you think about his show? Do you think like that was actually like a fun setup? Like how he was going about like.
I didn't like his beginning bits, like the no Halloween in India. They took away all the Gandhi. I found that offensive. The ventriloquist, okay, I'm kind of laughing, but I think what steals the show.
I didn't get the ventriloquist one at all. I didn't even understand how it was a comedy.
What about the lights not going off? Like,
the lights. Yeah. Because you can't turn off the house lights.
That went on for way too fucking long.
It's to draw out the tension.
Yeah, I think it was good. I was the most interested in the film during this scene.
The one that got me, which was my funniest moment in the film.
Here we go.
Is the improv bit.
Yes!
Yeah.
He killed it. He crushed.
It's so fucking good.
And he's done that before. I think that's like one of his known bits. He's done it before on like the Tonight Show or something. He crushed. A man from Germany is a farmer, sells turnips, is poor, has 5 kids, is married, and then like changes.
We don't want him from Germany. We want him from Japan. He's actually
he's
an
like,
auto
no,
worker.
wait.
He's
Chinese
divorced.
Rice farmer. Oh no, not rice farmer. That's kind of racist. And then my favorite's like, is he a farmer? No, he's not a farmer because I've never been to a farm, but I have been on a bus. He's like a bus driver. Really good. I was dying.
So good.
And then he does the accent. I love the accent.
Oh yeah.
Because like, I wonder if he partially regrets that part now today, or like.
No, because I think it's even tasteful because he doesn't. That's not what the bit is. The bit is that he's going off on all the, and he makes fun of multiple voices, multiple regions.
Yeah, it's classic.
But yes, Danny, that was the best bit.
Yeah, I knew we would agree.
It rocks. What'd you think of it, Jared?
I like that because I actually watched some YouTube videos of him doing that same bit on like the Tonight Show or wherever, or a random stand-up set. What I didn't like with his show is that like he seemed like he was getting upset that no one was laughing.
Yeah.
But like his mission for the show was to figure out what makes people not laugh and what doesn't. Like he's still gathering accurate data, but like the showman in him takes over, which now makes me wonder. It made me wonder, like, is this all about narcissism? Like, is he like, you know how like you're making a movie where you're doing an exaggerated version of yourself, like the Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm, like, and you're gonna make fun of your character and like make him a little, have these exaggerated attributes of he is a narcissist. Like, is he trying to like make that a joke, or is like it's tough to figure out what he actually wants to portray himself as and truly what Albert Brooks is. And that because even like when he was talking to John what's the other actor, John Carroll Lynch, of like, what do you talk about this? Like, and he's like, we don't like talk about other comedians, we only like talking about ourselves. Like, I honestly wonder, I'm like, is that a real answer?
Well,
that's definitely a bit.
Yeah, his persona is like being egotistical and a little bit narcissistic. I think that's his bit. That's his thing.
Yeah.
But to your point, it's like a little bit of truth within that, for sure.
Yeah.
I think just being in Hollywood, like, you kind of act like that.
But in that, then it's just like annoying of his character because like he seemed like he wanted to kill it at that show rather than like go for the data collection.
Well, right, but that's funnier. He's trying to crush.
It wouldn't be a funny movie if he walked in there with like a Qualatrix fucking survey that he emailed everyone to give a
I would have liked that
code.
more. I would have liked that a little
Well,
bit.
it is interesting. He tries to do that in Pakistan, where he wants to interview each member individually. And they're like, no, we want to see you do your routine.
Yeah. Well, let's not fast forward to Pakistan real quick because there's a couple.
Yeah, I'll pick it up because honestly, the film comes to a screeching halt after this for me personally. Eventually, they do the show, it's over, and everyone's like, are you okay? Which is funny, like all of his friends. And Albert's just whatever. He thinks he did great. There's a Indian parliament. There are cutaways to like Indian parliament, and they're watching the recording of the set, and they're really suspicious of his plans. He was talking about going to Pakistan. What is this man doing? And that sort of becomes a bigger issue as we learn later on. The State Department guys, they tell him his visa, they didn't apply for it in time, so they're going to have to smuggle Albert into Pakistan. And they do that. They sneak him into Pakistan. But it's clearly that they just didn't want to film it in Pakistan. I mean, I wish they filmed it in Pakistan,
Jared, how good is your geography?
Oh, no, that was unrealistic. Delhi to Pakistan border is that is not a night drive. That's like 3 days.
No, but so my question is like, famously the most dangerous stretch of road in the country is between India and Pakistan. It's called the Khyber Pass. Is that what they're supposedly going on there? Or is the region that they're referring to not where the Khyber Pass is? That was my geography question for you.
Yeah, I didn't dig into the deepness of it, but like I just kind of suspended all my disbelief there because they like made it there out of Delhi in like 2 hours. Bro, it takes 2 hours to like move 4 miles in Delhi.
True.
Oh, God.
So I think they just randomly picked a location and like just kind of gave them some like easy solvency.
Looked at Google Maps and was
they're like, this makes sense. And like, also,
I do wonder if it was Khyber Pass.
I wonder
how much. Fuck.
I think this is an interesting Hollywood take here. Like, how much do you think Albert Brooks actually knew anything about like the Muslim world beforehand of any of this?
He's a Jew. He knows enough to ethnically cleanse them.
Okay. Like, but there's just like, it seems like there's not a single like Muslim or like Hindu or Indian person that was like an advisor on this film. This seemed like, hey, I got my eyewitness travel guide. I'm going to go take some cool shots of India.
Well, they must have had an inside man.
Well, they definitely weren't in India because they didn't include a shot of the Taj Mahal, and then they
were in India. When they went to the temple and interviewed that guy. I've been to that temple.
Yeah, I think they were in India, but it was interesting they couldn't maybe get permits to the Taj or something.
That is a thing. You can't. There's like restricted filming things. That was green screen for sure.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, actually, no, because I'm okay. I'm gonna rewatch part of that because there's like other establishing shots.
Let's just rewatch the whole film. Like, let's just.
So here's the thing I got annoyed by is that they were making fun of like the Indian bureaucracy of like the embassy or the Indian State Department like, getting suspicious and like India and Pakistan almost going to war. So you're making fun of the Indian government, which is a big no-go, but you're not willing to like make swings at other aspects of India.
Is it a big no-go in India to make fun of the government?
You don't like openly talk bad about the government, even though there's protests and stuff. Like it's an interesting like state dilemma there. And also like they could have built off like the Pakistan Indians like dislike each other more. They didn't really make any swings at that.
Right, absolutely. They didn't even try.
Yeah, let alone the plastic pollution crisis in the rivers.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, I agree. It was. I don't know.
There's not a single like cow joke. Oh my gosh, cows in the street.
No, there's a lot of missed opportunities.
They needed Bald and Bankrupt on this damn film set to give them the real India.
Yeah. That would be legendary. If
I would
Bald and
watch-
Bankrupt showed Albert around India, it would be so good.
Oh, dude, even on the train, he like had a easy train ride.
Oh,
dude,
that would have been
dude,
so funny.
Fuck that. No, Indian train stations, even when you're in first class,
Hell.
are just absolute hell and chaos.
Poo
Everything's
on
hell
the
and
floor.
chaos.
Did you see that Bald and Bankrupt video?
Yeah, on the train or the
Recent one where he's like on the train with his friend or whatever, and his friend like snaps because he's like,
Yeah,
it smells so bad.
Danny, I think we all need to just. I think in 1 year top, if we're not in the part of our lives we like, I think we just need to make a trio of Bald and Bankrupt, budget like $20,000 a piece, and try to get as many countries as possible in like 3 months.
We'd literally kill each other.
White Lotus India.
White Lotus India, man.
So let's talk about Pakistan quickly of how he gets there. Okay, he sneaks through, and they put a blindfold on him, and I'm like, oh, might be interesting. Turns out they're pulling a little prank on him.
I thought that was funny.
And then he smokes hashish, I believe, out of a hookah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then he immediately says in 10 seconds, I'm so stoned.
Another bad high representation on screen.
Yeah, that was rough.
Our second in a row. Everyone go back and rewatch Eyes Wide Shut episode starring the three of us.
Yeah, why is it we see like there's such bad like film does not know how to capture getting high except for like maybe Harold and Kumar, and I can't think of another one. They just don't do it.
Tenacious D.
But I'd love to smoke Dream Blunt rotation is Albert's in there.
Dude, okay, part of our Bald and Bankrupt is we're going to go smoke with the Taliban.
I want to smoke with Albert Brooks. Fuck the Taliban, dude.
That can be the finale.
Yeah, and what is hashish exactly?
What is hashish? I actually don't know.
Isn't it like their version of like marijuana? Hashish?
Like in Mad Men, Don Draper smokes hashish at one point.
Dude, me and John are so deep, balls deep in Mad Men
I'm
right now.
further than you, dude.
I know. I don't understand how you're. I don't do anything. I have no social life, and you're still way ahead of me.
Well, I have it on all day, and I don't just like check in on it,
Yeah, so that's very. Yeah, I'm intentionally viewing.
Typical marijuana has anywhere from a 10 to 30% THC level, where hashish can get as high as 80%.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Bro, I think I have my hands on that. I want to see God.
It's like pasty and it's like brown.
No wonder their gods have 800 arms.
Is that why people? Is that why people are doing it at like hookah bars? They're not doing hashish. They're smoking like.
That's hookah. That's like tobacco.
Oh, it's tobacco. Okay.
But you can go to hashish bars in those parts of the world.
Interesting.
Bro, that's crazy. That's strong as hell.
Dude, that would be interesting. Yeah. Okay, so that's on the bucket list.
He does the stand-up routine in front of these guys. Some of them have guns, but they're comedians.
And they have a translator. None of them speak English.
The translator, and he's crushing. Now he's doing the same routine.
They're loving it.
He's killing it, which is funny, and I think it's great. He's singing Irving Berlin to them all. Like they're loving it. I'm glad they didn't show the whole set again. They just cut pieces of it. Although I did want to see his improvisation again. I wanted to see him do that again.
What did we learn from this? Did we learn that his comedy is only funny to stoners?
Yes. And I think it's a little tongue-in-cheek about like Pakistan versus India. Like, you thought I was going to show Muslims in one way, and it turns out, the Muslims are funny. Like, these guys who are probably militants are down to clown. It's kind of humanizing the people that we're bombing. I think it's kind of nice. I think Albert Brooks is onto something there.
Yeah, and that's sort of that takes guts to do that in 2005.
Oh,
hello.
You got him, Danny?
John, you got to restart, buddy. You're cutting out.
Why am I cutting out?
Stop picking your nose.
Am I here?
Okay, you're back now. You're going to have to restart whatever you were saying.
Oh, no. All I was going to say is it takes guts to do what Albert's doing in 2005, what you just said, where they're painting Muslims. There's not a lot of them in the film in a positive light, which people weren't doing in 2005.
I think that was filmed in California, by the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. It's then revealed later on that Al Jazeera wants to have a meeting with Albert And it's at this meeting they offer a sitcom opportunity to him. Which, what do you guys think of this?
Racist.
Because of the Jew thing?
Yeah, the Jew thing. I was like, whoa, that's out of pocket.
The sitcom would be about an American Jew living in this Muslim apartment, and the name of the show would be called That Darn Jew, would be the name of the show. And Albert says no, even though I think it would have been a great opportunity for him.
I also thought this was funny because, like, the Al Jazeera thought, oh, we can get other people.
Right.
Like, anyone's going to bite on this? Jerry
Seinfeld? And then he goes, name another Jew. And he can't. That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
That was good. Also, a swing and a miss there, Albert. I thought, I think he could have found a common ground of something they could do with Al Jazeera, where they could maybe have a little bit of jabs at Jews, but also, like, he could gain some of his insight, what he needs to figure out on comedy. The guy's, like, trying to watch all this, like, Indian TV and sitcoms at the hotel with no subtitles, useless for him or something. Like, it would have been funny if he would have had, like, Maya sit with him as he was trying to teach Maya of what stuff is funny, like sarcasm.
Yeah.
And tell me, hey, why are you laughing at this? The guy's a terrible field researcher.
Well, yeah, Albert is thick-skulled, right? Like, it's his way or the highway. He doesn't really want to learn anything else. He wants to convince everyone else that he's funny. He doesn't want to really learn what they think is funny.
And maybe is that the theme? Like, were we trying to, like, you know how we have Pakistani Sesame Street? Like,
get that fucking yawn out of here.
Yeah. Is that what we were trying to do in the 2000s?
Pakistani Sesame Street?
That's a thing, man. PBS funds it. I think Doge might have got rid of it.
No way. PBS does not fund that.
There's a Pakistani in India, like Sesame Street. I shit you not. Look it up.
Yeah, but we don't fund that.
No, it's like U.S. funds it, man.
Jared got this talking point from Fox News.
They make that themselves.
One American
News.
Bro,
like the U.S. sponsors it. That's like a thing. The State
we'll
Department.
Look that up later. Let us know in the comments.
It was interesting seeing the representation of Al Jazeera here because I feel like that wasn't a common household understanding back then.
Until Palestine.
And like, I mean, for me, I was probably reading Al Jazeera in, I want to say like 2013, probably.
No, aren't you?
It was like
cool.
High school for me. I was using it for debate.
And so like that's when that's reaching that level of saturation where you've got fucking nerdy ass high schoolers reading Al Jazeera. 2005, that's not only a deep cut, but probably was considered relatively subversive.
Oh yeah.
It comes to
whereas now Al Jazeera is basically the BBC.
Did they even have like a U.S. bureau in 2005?
Yeah,
oh, they did?
Probably.
I don't know, actually.
If they had an Indian bureau, they probably had a U.S. bureau.
Dude, I don't know. 2005 Al Jazeera in the U.S., I don't know, bro.
I bet it existed at some extent. Dude, we had like RT in the 2000s.
Well, it is funded by who? The Qataris or something?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not Saudi. But okay, so we that happens. The embassy people now, the Pakistanis are suspicious of him. So now the embassies
they overhear him saying, talking to the Iranian boyfriend of Maya. We never mentioned that, but she's got an Iranian boyfriend.
Abusive, kind of
weirdly abusive.
He's just jealous.
He's jealous, and Albert says to him, "You're allowed to bomb. It's not the end of the world, Jesus." And a Pakistani informant hears that, and it's kind of funny how he interprets it. It's like he was talking about a bomb and ended by saying Jesus.
Which is also funny to think of, like 2000s U.S. surveillance state of like how many false detainees we've ever probably sent to Guantanamo simply because like the spy listening can't hear half the shit.
And now, 24 years later, we've got fucking school shooters just running away and getting away with it. You know?
So you're saying we need to...
Well, in 2026, the suspect was caught.
That's what you think.
Oh, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood, everybody.
Yeah.
And so defenses start beefing up on both sides because essentially there's a war going on because of Albert Brooks. That's just
Which
hilarious.
is funny. That's also interview-esque. That little plot line.
And the State
The
Department
interview really did not make as much of an impact on you guys as it did me. Is that
I actually really never seen it. I never saw it.
I've seen it twice. I thought You thought it was a huge moment, like.
Bro fell for the PR. Danny fell for the PR.
Yeah, he was worried his like Sony PlayStation was going to get hacked.
Yeah,
I didn't have a PlayStation, first of all. Second of all, I smoked some low-grade hashish with my high school buddies and watched the interview, which is way cooler than whatever you were up to.
Fuck yeah. Wait, oh yeah, Sony like got hacked because of that. And
Yeah, dude, and they didn't
Spider-Man
show it in
earlier,
theaters. They released it on like Netflix or something. Because
It was like one of the first direct
direct to streaming.
Yeah, that is a big
Why they
part
were
of
going to
history.
think people were going to bomb the theaters?
We were afraid that movie was going to possibly cause a
the
war
North
or an
Koreans issued
escalation.
a formal threat.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It was no game.
Well, speaking of no game, the State Department tells Albert that they have to leave immediately because important people need to leave the country.
Which is funny,
And-
also playing up the narcissism angle there.
Right, and Albert says a funny thing here. He's like, I'm still, he wants to stay, and he's like, I'm still gathering. I'm gathering information. You ever see a beaver build a dam? He gathers, and then one day he builds the dam. And he says Tolstoy did this same. Is that what he says? Tolstoy.
Yeah,
right?
Tolstoy, War and Peace.
Does-
I actually
does this-
loved that rant because that is so accurate as a writer. That
was
is
gonna
kind of
ask you.
like that's kind of the vibe, and I'm going to use that the next time someone asks me how something's going. I'm going to go.
And he's-
Don't use the beaver dam analogy.
Wait,
yeah,
the
but I
pi-
think it's really good.
That's not how it works, man.
That is how it goes. It works.
To me, the dam just doesn't happen because the wood's all there and just pops up one day.
Yeah, it
Gather,
is.
gather.
Gather, and then he does it in an afternoon.
Well, and he also claims the pyramids were made like that too. So I don't.
No mention
but-
of the Jewish slaves.
Yeah, interesting.
Can we hit up Maya and the boyfriend a little bit because they have
I
that
don't-
weird.
I wasn't
hotel
super.
scene.
Yeah, I wasn't super interested in their subplot until she visited him in the hotel.
and he's in a robe.
And I've been watching a little too much Mad Men, and I was like, I know how this is gonna go. He's about to take advantage of this young secretary.
Well, because they were given like the will they won't they earlier on. Like he pats her on the back when they go get drinks at the bar, and thus these like interesting cues. Like, do they have a version of this where like she fell for him completely?
I mean, she
And they
almost
toned
like
it back?
fell. I thought she was going to confess her love for him.
Yeah.
Danny, what did you think was going
I
on?
didn't
here?
pick up on them possibly boning at all, to be honest with you. So maybe that's my autism kicking in that I didn't
Danny'd
read
be
that
like,
social
was she
media.
flirting with me? You know, like one of those,
Danny's
like-
the Iranian boyfriend.
Oh,
Very
for
upset.
sure, bro. I related to that guy so hard.
But they stay together, I guess, right? And like they're all
Well,
good.
because then Albert gives him that advice about jealousy
Yeah.
not being hot or whatever, and I was like, I pulled out my little notebook and I scribbled that down.
No, you
And
would
then
be
you wrote
throwing,
gather.
You would have been throwing fucking fist at that like food truck, whatever they were at, this little market they were at. If someone was trying to give you advice like that, that would have turned into a scuffle with you.
No,
You
it
think
was
so?
good advice. He's a good man, Albert Brooks.
Fuck yeah.
No.
What else is there to say?
You taking
here?
pictures of us?
No, I have a cat on my lap.
Yeah, it was a funny. I like the stuff he says there. That's a classic rant, by the way. The gather. If you've seen any of other Albert Brooks movies, he has one or two scenes where he goes on like a rant like that, and they're always killer.
So, okay, I want to go back to the boyfriend scene when she comes to the hotel and's like,
Oh, yeah.
can I tell him that I have fallen for you or something? And like she wants to break up with him by saying that she's now seeing him, and he's like, no, he's gonna come and kill me. That was like one of the most culturally aware things he like made in the entire movie. Is like those honor killings are a legit issue in that part of the world, and that's like. Then they say no, they won't. They'll only bury you and throw stones at your head. That only happens in Libya.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah, that was
fuck
fun.
that. They still do honor killings and like acid throwing and like mutilations and shit in India and Pakistan all the time.
It's pretty good. I forgot about that scene. Yeah, what is he trying to say there? Or is he just sort of just...
He's like, well, I'll talk to him. He tries to like just basically dissolve the
be
situation.
reasonable about it, like a reasonable American, and mediate.
Should have got a kiss. She was cute.
Should have gotten a key. Yep, there it is. That's what I was waiting for. Wanted to get your take on that.
Wait, yeah, was I the only one that answered the question about how hot she is?
I didn't give us a rating. Yeah.
Well, you guys both have to answer. That's unfair.
No, the question giver hasn't. When does the professor ever give an answer to the quiz? Never.
I do.
Yeah, the quiz was AI
well,
generated.
I don't. I'm undecided because we actually don't even know how old she is in this film. I'm not even going to touch on that.
That's true. It could have been child labor.
So they go back to the States, right? Like that's it.
He has his hero's welcome.
He has a hero's welcome, and his wife goes to my husband, the Henry Kissinger of comedy. I'm so proud of you. What you've done is monumental. It's going to change the world. That was funny.
The Henry Kissinger thing is
rest in peace,
good.
Henry Kissinger. We didn't say that one.
Rest in peace, Dick Cheney.
Yes.
But yeah,
Jimmy Carter.
She's so proud of him. Albert gets a little snow globe with the Taj Mahal for his daughter. And then we see on the news that the India-Pakistani conflict has increased.
Flared up, yeah.
And it's all Albert's fault. And then the last shot, we see the snow globe, and there's rolling credits, rolling text. And then they say the conflict subsided once they identified Mr. Brooks as the problem. They turned in the 6-page report on on July 2nd, and then didn't get a reply on July 3rd, and they ended the commission. So it was a disaster. And then the last thing is, it says the Looking for a Comedy program was put on hold. In its place, a new bomber that can fire its weapon without ever leaving the hangar. And they play this audio clip of like a missile launching.
Which is a funny bit.
That's a crazy bit. And I thought that's pretty political.
Yeah. 1,000%.
What did you guys think of that ending bit? I thought that was a good way to end the film.
I agree.
So this goes back to my confusion of what I almost said Al Michaels. Albert Brooks was
I
trying
to see Al Michaels do
what
that.
Al Michaels wanted on, like, I just don't know what his whole objective was of this movie, because we didn't find out what makes them laugh. I didn't learn anything new on India, like. And I was trying to put this as a blank slate of like, maybe I'm going to go in as if I know nothing about these two countries.
Yeah.
And
I don't think that's the point.
And I also didn't learn anything new on like the government. Like,
sure, it's not a documentary.
No, but it was like, there was no like statement to this movie. It wasn't even like, but it was also not even a cultural exploration of it either.
It's supposed to make people feel better under times of war. Comedy goes on.
Here's the problem. I felt nothing.
You felt nothing.
I felt nothing on this. Found a little couple funny moments, but like those funny moments could have been removed from the movie and stand alone without any of the movie.
Well,
so it was not a viewing I felt like my time was valued with.
Yeah. That's a good way to cut off a Jared rant. Can you guys hear me?
Are you still? Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still here.
You're still fucking here? Okay, I guess my only thing was like, there's a delay.
There's no delay.
There's a delay. Oh, okay. My only thing is, I think what this film is trying to say is the importance that cultural context and history of a place, how that plays into making comedy work. And then on the side, they're making this very gentle satire about U.S. foreign policy, which then kind of is on the nose by the end of it. But it's like, I think we learn that it's the culture that creates the comedy. It's not this ubiquitous, everyone can get the bit. There's got to be context behind it. That's what he's trying to say. IMO. What about you, Danny?
Yeah, I think it's a humanizing effort, and I think he basically succeeds in that. He doesn't make them appear super foreign, but he doesn't say we're the same as them. I do think Jared is a bit right. Like, I didn't love the film. We'll get into final thoughts when we do, but there is a bit of, this is early 2000s Hollywood. There's a lot of money going around. And so not every movie is gonna succeed.
What do you
they're
mean?
giving money to any project. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're spending, baby. America is booming at the time of this film. Like, this is an America that's unthinkable.
But I think this is unique because here's a singular voice. We don't get these films anymore unless you're like Woody, right? Where director and he's starring in it. It's his singular voice guiding this thing.
Yeah.
And I think, it doesn't exist anymore. Hollywood doesn't just give money out to anybody anymore, really.
No, 100%.
Dude, anything can get on Netflix now.
But that's all like created within the Netflix AI generated bubble of 70 writers, and it's horrible acting.
This felt like a very weak Netflix direct to streaming.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's like the Adam fucking Sandler thing we watched.
Those are funny.
This was funny.
I learned more about like the Muslim comedy world in that movie.
That's ridiculous.
And Indians and Pakistan's more in that movie than I did this.
The depiction of that hotel keeper.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, true, that was racist.
No.
I think it is impressive that he pulled this off without being racist, like pretty much at all.
Yeah, and that he served those countries with grace.
Yeah, it's tasteful.
But I think he should have changed the title of the film, because come on now, he's not even in the Muslim world.
Yeah, it's out of pocket.
Looking for comedy in India. Boom, there's your film. I think we settled it, huh? That sort of settles what the film is. Let's get into final thoughts.
Wait, I got a question. Is Al Brooks funny?
Yes, Al Brooks is funny.
But are we okay? Between in a world of Larry David, Jerry Seinfeld, I'll even throw Adam Sandler. Give me one more other Jewish comedian.
Carl Reiner. Rob Reiner.
Rob Reiner. Is he beating any of these guys?
Yes.
He might be beating Seinfeld.
Albert is funnier than Seinfeld. Albert is funnier than Sandler.
Yeah, definitely.
You're wrong.
Honestly, all your list proved is how genius Jewish comedians are, because, like, Seinfeld, Larry David, and Albert Brooks all have done something that nobody else could pull off. That nobody else could even conceive of. Like, Larry obviously is God tier, but even Seinfeld, like, his creative projects are something that nobody else could create. Like, there's something there that is a special talent.
A sauce.
And Al Brooks, with that improv bit, that is like some S-tier 200 IQ bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, that is so meta. It's unbelievable. At first I didn't even understand what was happening. Like, it was so good. It was above my head. It was really complicated comedy. This is not the comedy that you see on Reels or on SNL or what have you. Where
and then he twerks and then he took off his shirt.
Cheap laughs versus like reflective thinking that leads to laugh.
Yeah, that's his one good bit. I'm giving you that.
Bespoke comedy.
But he used that routine for 40 years.
Yeah,
it's a good routine. I like it.
You need to watch his other films because he's got at least like 3 of these bits in all of his movies.
And he's a fish god. He's a god of fish.
He's literally he tucked you in at night as a fish.
He's one of the most important representations of a fish on screen.
Yeah.
Technically, there were fish in this film because they mention Finding Nemo a couple times.
Yes, there we go.
But we don't get to see him eat any Ganges River trout, which would have been a good scene.
That would have been nice. I would have.
Do they have fish in the Ganges?
They got 5 eyes, but they got fish.
It's like the Simpsons movie fish.
Yeah, it's like the Simpsons fish. Yeah, I guess Jared's saying not very funny for a clownfish for Albert Brooks.
I thought clownfish must be funny, make me laugh.
It's literally from
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo. And Finding Dory.
Yeah.
Which I haven't seen, actually.
Fuck Ellen DeGeneres.
That's all I have. Well, how about this?
No, I have a discussion question.
Go for it.
Which unfortunately is Jared directed, but maybe I'll generalize. In your experience, to both of you, how well does this movie accurately portray the people of India?
That's gonna make it in the short.
Hold on.
Okay, best depictions of India, people-wise. When
No,
they
no,
were
no,
doing
no,
their
no, no. How accurate of a reflection of the Indian people was this film?
Very accurate.
I give it a D plus.
D plus, and tell us why.
So I'll start off with the good ones. Pros, I like how they depicted the bureaucracy of like people who like are just very not actually in touch with what's happening on the ground and like get very suspicious and just draw their own biases. Pro number two, the auditorium scene was amazing, where it was just like the cultural disconnect of like, why would we do this? Why would we have restrooms? Why would we, like, I can do one guy can do the job of the lights. Number three was the tour guides when he was at that one temple or the mosque. That I felt like they actually like grabbed a real tour guide and like the dudes just like do it. They provide a tour very similar to that in that tone and everything.
Yeah. Some of the man on the street interviews felt like that was a real Indian.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, like when you hand flyers out, people just take stuff there. It's a resource constrained country where like that piece of paper might become their like toilet paper or something. They don't care about what the event. Cons. They gave a very sanitized version of India.
We wanted a bald and bankrupt version of India.
I wanted bald and bankrupt.
You mean sanitized literally in this case?
Yes. Like
cleaner.
Yeah. And then like
they gave the Hyatt version of India.
Yeah, the film never seemed like it set there. It felt like you're at one of your all-inclusive resorts and you went on your few cultural excursions where they let you go on the bus ride and see the little market, but you don't actually deal with it.
Dude, I'm going to be honest. If I ever went to India, I would have to go in that manner.
100%.
Nah, dude, you need the bald and bankrupt.
Handheld. I would have to be in a private car. I would have to be on a mountainside with a bunch of other white people doing yoga.
No, you need.
Do not let me on that street.
Why do we need to do bald and bankrupt?
Because it makes you really feel lucky for what you have in the world.
I feel pretty damn lucky doing yoga on a side of mountainside with a bunch of blonde chicks, bro.
No,
like
you need 72 hours just immersion into what that world is, man.
I couldn't handle it. I'm too weak.
I agree. I mean, that's probably good for the human condition to understand yourself.
You got to think 1.5 billion people are like that.
Alarming.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
It is crazy.
How do they have so many babies? Do they go to hospitals?
We could. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Wait, are they just popping out babies, or is it just a big place?
It's not that big.
Babies. It's not that big. It's big,
pretty
but
big.
It's densely populated. It's not because of the geographic dispersion.
But some of it's inhabitable.
Yeah, well, that's true too. The big cons that made me upset about this movie, because it's supposed to be a cultural movie, we did not learn much about the people. I would have loved to learn a bit, like...
Jared, I asked about how accurate is the representation of the Indian person, and you're giving me the same critique you gave me 5 minutes ago.
Okay. Cons, they didn't show any people who would just try to sell you something every minute.
Yeah,
that
no
you're
rapes
out there.
were shown.
Yeah, that too.
Jesus.
What? They have a rape problem.
They do.
Yeah, I wanted to see, like, the street vendors and him eating food. I think they missed out on the cuisine stuff.
People begging the white guy for money. That is just happens.
Yeah, following him, like, miles and miles down the street.
Dragging you into their store.
That was the best part, is like these guys from the State Department, all in suits and nice outfits, are just walking through a crowd undisturbed.
Yeah. Because you're harassed.
Which makes me think maybe they...
A neon polo shirt with boats on it.
Even a neon polo, yeah. I could have poop in my pants. I'm still like, come to my restaurant. Come to my restaurant.
Ew.
It's not like the Philippines. At least they call me sir.
Yeah.
Sir. Yeah.
John,
I don't
how
have
about
an
you? How accurate of a representation of the Indian people is
I'm
this
not
for you?
qualified to do it, but
Didn't your mom go on like an India yoga retreat, or am I thinking of
my
another
mom?
country? Yeah, didn't she go to India?
I don't think so. I don't think she's been to India. I'm not sure where she's been.
My girlfriend's mom has done a yoga retreat in India, and it 100% was the most sanitized,
Is that a
isolated.
is that a rite of passage for like
If you're a
after
yogi,
50?
yeah,
If you're after 50s yogi white woman
yeah,
to go
and
to
if you're
like
rich,
India?
Postmenopausal. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
that could be our 50th birthday party.
50th
No, we want the
anniversary of the
Baldwin
pod or
Bankrupt.
50th
That
birthday?
that'll be like the 25 years of the pod at that point.
Oh yeah, we're gonna last till then. This podcast is definitely gonna last.
Dude, what are you talking about? Of course we're going to last that long.
50 subscribers, baby. 50.
To the moon.
All right. I think we've said what we need to say on this film. Let's go to final thoughts, correct?
Correct. I go last
Okay.
because I picked the next film.
Okay.
Jared,
I'll
go
go
first.
All right, I already kind of hit up my points. No culture was really explored in this. We didn't ever find comedy in the Muslim world. I do give it some fun pointers that like they made some subtle jabs at like the inefficiencies of bureaucracy, some of the like interesting work culture of India, where everyone thinks that they can do a job that they're not qualified for. I like that interview process because that is very true. Yeah, everyone can say, "Oh, I can be an engineer for you," and they're like, "Oh, you can't even open up an email." Yeah, my biggest gripes, though, go back to this was a movie supposed to explore culture, and I feel like Al Brooks is more than self-aware of like this could have been a platform for him to show a little bit of things like that's cool about other parts of the world. Like he was trying to humanize the Taliban, he was the Taliban, but the Pakistani guys who they tried to portray as Taliban. That could have been done more effectively, like get people go along. I feel like this movie would have been much more fun mockumentary almost set up. And I think he had a golden opportunity with that. And I don't know why he didn't. It would have probably made a lot more sense. He would actually gather
More Rob Reiner speed, the mockumentary.
Yeah, he would have gathered like really good material, I think, instead of like all this staged and scripted stuff. Like his comedy set in front of a real Indian crowd, I would have loved to truly see. Like that would have been.
Do we think that was a real crowd? Do we think that was like?
I think it was a bunch of extras, and they probably were told, "Don't laugh, don't laugh." So like this it just frustrated me a lot because it was like a very half-assed job at making this movie, and he had full control, which I love that he has a single voice, but he half-assed it, which like makes me rethink of a lot of his comedy. I'm like, is this also half-assed in itself? Because like even his chalkboard sketch of like improvising comedy, like that's been recycled for 40 years. So I wonder if he has that like true understanding of like himself of like I am kind of like a half-assed comedian that's like was lucky to be a clownfish. So
oh my god, I can't believe this Albert Brooks slander.
With that, I give it a 2 out of 5. I do respect that we have one of the most famous fish represented in is a star role in his own film. Lazy casting, lazy set designs, lazy scenarios. Runtime was good. I'll give him some point on that. Nothing that promoted the Catholic Church. 2 out of 5.
Okay.
Damn.
Thanks for that. Your opinion is valid, and we're going to respect that.
Thank you.
My take, I think this film did have guts during the height of Islamophobia, right after 9/11, to even name this film this, even though he didn't really follow through, didn't talk to many Muslims. But I love that it's this meta movie that, you know, it's just Albert Brooks being Albert Brooks. I think I wish I picked maybe something more familiar from his catalog for us to go through. Because if you guys are being intro to Albert Brooks, this is probably his least supported, least critically acclaimed film. So maybe something a little bit more accessible would have been a better idea. But in any event, even though we don't really learn what makes these people laugh, it's more just about Albert. I think it was a hoot and a half. It had my attention, and I think Albert is a goat, and we got to respect the goats because they might disappear like Rob R. Bob, what's his face?
Bob pub.
And so, yeah, I'm giving this thing a 3.
Interesting. Well, as with recent interpersonal dramas, I will have to serve as the median and mediator. And as such, I am giving this not a 2, not a 3, but a 2.5. Moderately entertaining. Sometimes I was bored. It could have been funnier. It could have been more incisive. I do appreciate what he was aiming for, and I do think for the most part he kind of accomplished it, honestly. It's just, it's a relic of its era. It was fun to be transported to that world for a little bit where everything seems just so much more quaint. And
Do you think we'll look back at this time and think it was quaint?
Yeah, it was definitely. I'm looking back at it right now and thinking it was quaint. So I'm giving it a 2.5.
We'll look back at 2025 and think that was quaint.
Oh God, probably, but fucking hell.
For our 25 years of Fishy Film.
Yeah, exactly.
On our India trip.
It was like moderately funny. It was definitely not artistically stimulating, but yeah.
Except for the improvisational joke.
Yeah, except for that, which was gold. So 2.5.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for leading us today, Tim. Thanks for the pick.
Thanks for chatting with us, and I'm glad I showed you guys a new film, and a bit lighter than Eyes Wide Shut, so is sort of
put my eyes to shut.
No, you were on the elliptical. I thought you were.
I was. Yeah, dude, it was good. Yeah, you guys gotta try it. It's work out, go on your walking pad, treadmill, do movies. Makes them go a bit faster.
Yeah, I might
think about them.
I watched First Reform on the treadmill.
You guys are an affront to cinema.
No, I have mine on a 64-inch TV.
An affront to cinema. And you're also spiritually fat for exercising while watching a movie.
I'll do my
Let's hear what this next one is.
I'll do my laughing yoga. That'll get all the fat out.
So, in light of our, how do I say? In light of our utmost respect and admiration and conscientiousness towards women in this podcast series,
we're going to do Sex in the City.
I thought it would be good for us to celebrate women for our next pick as kind of, an entryway into a more femininely inspired 2026. So we will be watching the only Oscar film that is film in Oscar history to receive 4 nominations for female acting. It is considered one of the greatest movies of all time.
Wicked?
From 1950, directed by none other than Mank. All About Eve.
All About Eve.
This will be fun.
It's available on YouTube, and we'll see you next week, folks. Hopefully 2026 brings you good cheer, good call center experiences, and more than anything else,
fish.
God bless, and sleep tight.
Keep on swimming.